So if you go to get data, then you will see web. Click on web. You make sure that your internet is connected, because when you are connecting data from web, your internet has to be connected. Then you paste the link. But before we click OK, we are going to edit it, because this link is from a data that is in a Google Drive, but we want to make it a link of a data set. So if you look at this drives DK, this is to show that this is from Google Drive, right? So what we're going to do is that we are going to highlight from this equals to, after this edit question mark USP equals to, after that equals to, we are going to highlight it and delete it, and then we are going to replace it with XLXX. That's we are trying to change it to an Excel file. So after you delete that, then you go in with XLXX. This XLXX is to show that it's an Excel file. Then after that, we are going to come to this edit and change it to export. We change the edit to export, and that's it. So you delete everything from equals to drive all the way down, then you replace it with XLXX, and then the edit you replace it with export. Then after doing that, you click on OK. Then the data is going to load, so it's connecting. After loading, you are going to see the tables. In this Google Drive, we have 4 tables in it. We have 4 tables. So we are going to select the 4 tables because we want to work with the 4 tables. So this data is from Udemy website. It's from Udemy website. So we're going to select the 4. Let me be sure that this is selected. So we're going to select the 4. Then we click on transform data. Now we have 4 tables here, and the 4 tables are data sets for Udemy courses. So this 4 table is information for Udemy courses, different Udemy courses. So this last one here is for web development. The subject is web development. Then this one here, the subject is musical instruments. Then this here, let's check the subjects. Subject is graphic design. Then let's check this last one. So this first one, the subject is business finance. So this is information concerning all these 4 Udemy courses. So we are going to be learning how to join more than 1 tables together. We're going to be learning how to join more than 1 table together. So these 4 tables here, the purpose of this class is to learn how to join more than 1 tables together. These 4 tables here, we're going to learn how to join it together to make it 1 table. And the reason why we can join this table together is because these 4 tables have the same column names, just that they have different information inside the column names. So the only way you can join more than 1 table together to make it 1 table is when they have the same column names. But when they don't have the same column names, you will now create a relationship between them. And that is what we're still going to do. That it's called data modeling. We are going to do that also. So but let's learn how to join tables together. So now, but before we join these tables together, we are going to clean the table one by one, then we join them together. So this course ID here, we have 0% empty and error. Well, let's check the filter box. So there's nothing to do in this course ID. Then the course type is also 100%. The URL column is 100%. The price column is okay too. So I think the only thing to clean for this table is just the empty columns that doesn't have any information. All these empty columns here, that is what we're supposed to remove. So hold your control key to select more than one columns. So when you have more than four columns that is empty, or more than four columns that you want to remove, you are advised not to highlight more than four at once. Like these columns now that we want to delete, there are more than four, right? You are advised not to highlight all of them at once and delete all of them at once, right? You're advised to highlight columns four columns and delete, then highlight another four and delete, then highlight another four and delete. When you highlight all the columns you want to remove, that is more than four columns at once, you are going to mistakenly delete a data set. I don't know how it happens, but you just find out that you are lacking some information in your data. So that's why it's advised, if you are deleting more than four columns, highlight four columns and remove, then highlight another four and remove. Don't just highlight all the 10 columns and remove at once, so you mistakenly remove important information. So that is what I'm doing now. I'm highlighting these four columns. Now it's raining too, so I've removed all the empty columns. Then I'll come to the second table. So this is the second table now. So this second table now, if you notice, the course ID has 40% empty. So we are going to filter the course ID to check if we can delete it. So we are going to select this and then click on OK. So this is all the columns. So this is to show you that we can go ahead and delete this now. So in our previous classes, I mentioned that whenever you have a null, or a null means that the cell is empty. Whenever you have a null space or an empty cell, you shouldn't just go ahead and delete it, because a cell is contained in a row and a row goes across all columns. So if you delete a cell, you are deleting that whole row. So you need to filter that empty cell to be sure that you can delete that cell. Like that's what I just did. I filtered that empty cell and you can see that columns, the rows across the columns are all null. So it's safe to delete it. So after filtering that, we are going to cancel this filter step, and then we are going to come here and remove empty. So now we have 100% valid. So let's check across other columns. So other columns are 100%, and then we also have empty columns too. So we are going to hold your control key and highlight 4, and then right click and remove columns. And remove columns. So you are going to do that till you are done. So we are done with cleaning this. So we'll do the same for the third one. So the third one has 32% empty. So we are going to filter it too to see if we can remove the empty nulls. So we're going to click OK. So let's check across other columns to see if it's saved. So you see other columns are also empty. So we are going to cancel this step, and we are going to come here and we are going to click on remove empty. So it will go and remove the empty nulls. So now we have 100% here, 100% here, and yeah. So yeah, we also have empty columns here. So we are going to highlight them holding your control key. You highlight it, remove columns, then we'll do that again till we are done. We'll do that again till we are done deleting all the columns. So I'll do this and this, remove, you right click and remove the column. So we are done with that. So we'll move over to this last column, this last table I mean. So this last table has 1% empty. So 1% of this last table, sorry, the 1% of this course ID column is empty. So we are going to filter it to see if we can safely delete it. So this is it. This is it. This is safe to delete. So we're going to cancel this step and we're going to come here and we're going to click on remove empty. So let's check across the other columns to see if there is any other thing we need to clean. So there's none and we don't have any empty columns either. So this is it. Now we are done cleaning our table. Whenever you want to join more than one table, you are advised not to remove duplicates till you are done joining these tables. So we're not going to remove duplicates now till we are done joining the tables. So now the next thing is to join these 4 tables. How can we join these 4 tables? In your home tab, you go to the combine section. You will see merge queries and append queries. So there's a difference between merge query and append query. Merge query is when the tables will just be beside each other. It will be in one table, right? But the data will not be joined. They will just be beside each other. So you have a table where all the information in table 1 will be there. Then after the information in table 1, all the information in table 2 will be beside it. Then all the information in table 3 will be beside it. All the information in table 4 will be beside it. So the tables just beside each other. That is what merging will do. But append is like concatenating. Append is like joining, right? Append is the joining, just like the way we concatenate 2 columns. Like when you have first name and last name and you want to join the 2 columns to be one, is the same thing with append. If we append the query, all the course IDs in this 4 table will be in one column. So the course ID in this table will come under this course ID. The course ID here will come under here. The course ID here will come under here. The course title also. So all the columns will be one. They will all be into each other. It will not be one table, just like the way we concatenate information. So this is the difference between merging queries and appending queries. So what we are going to use based on what we want to achieve is append queries. So when you click on append queries, you're going to see append queries as new. So this append queries as new is that it's going to create a new table and still leave these 4 tables here. So it will append this table, give us a new table, leaving these 4 tables here. So that is what this append queries as new is. So we are going to select append queries as new. Then here to tell us 2 tables or 3 tables, 3 or more tables. So we have 4 tables. So we are going to click on 3 or more tables. So here we are going to select the tables we want to append. But you see that one table is automatically selected for you. That's, you have to check the table that is selected for you to now know the one you will now add. So the table that is here is web, is the Udemy courses for web development, right? So we are going to now select other tables apart from that one. So we have selected the music subject, we are selecting the graphic design, then we are selecting the business finance. So these are the 4 tables we want to append. So we click OK. So now you see that this table is appended, right? All the information in these 4 tables are here. All the course ID in these 4 tables is in one column. All the course title is in one column. All the URL is in one column. So we are going to double click on this and change the name. So we are going to call it Udemy. We'll just call it Udemy courses. That's going to be the name. Now now that we've appended it, the next thing we are going to do is to remove duplicate. So it's just better to remove duplicate after appending your query. So before we remove duplicate, Power BI is not like Excel. In Excel now, you can, if you remove duplicate, it's going to tell you 5 duplicates found and removed, 2 duplicates found and removed. But in Power BI, that they won't tell you how many duplicates was found and removed. You will just be told, you just the duplicates will just be removed, and you won't even know how many duplicates were found or removed, or you will not even know if there's a duplicate that was found or removed. So what you should do before you remove your duplicate is to count your rows, know how many rows you have, know it. Then after removing your duplicate, go back and check how many rows you have. So if there's a difference in number, you will now know that okay, so number of duplicates were removed. If there is no difference in number, means no duplicates were removed. Did you get it, Mr. Lawel?
I'm getting it. You know, in Excel, when we're trying to remove duplicates, it gives us the number of duplicates that's going to be removed. But in Power BI, we don't get the numbers of, so we need to count the rows for us to be able to know the numbers of duplicate that were going to be removed or that has been removed.
Yes, exactly. Yes. So now to count the rows, you go to your transform tab. When you go to your transform tab, you see count rows here. You click on it. So you see that you have 52,000. No, sorry, you have 5,000. Excuse me. You have 5,281. 5,281 rows. So we are going to cancel this, and then we are going to come here, this table here, and then we are going to right click and then remove duplicates. So after doing that, let's go back and count our rows to see if there is a difference. So now you see we have 3,689. So when you do the math, you now know how many duplicates that was removed. Before it was 5,200 and something. Now it's 3,689. So we are going to cancel this step to go back. So we've eventually removed our duplicates. Now, yeah. So now the next thing we are going to do is that we are going to we are going to create a new column. In this price column, you notice that some of them are 0, some are 20. I said 20. Some of them are 0, some have values in the price column. I know for some Udemy courses are free, some Udemy courses are free, so and some are paid. So this 0 means no price, means no payment, means it's a free Udemy course, and then the other ones that have values means they are paid, they are not free. So what we are going to do is that we are going to create a new column that will tell us free or paid Udemy courses. So for this, we are going to use this price column to create that. So to create that column, we are going to be using what we call if condition or if statement. We learned if statement in Excel. If statement in Excel. So it's basically the same thing here. So we're going to use an if statement to say if this value is equals to 0, free, if not, paid. That's what we're going to do. So to do that, we're going to highlight this price column, go to add column. We're going to see conditional column here. So select conditional column, and then we have this conditional column box. So first we're going to change our column name to, let's change it to payment status. Sorry. So this new column is going to be payment status. That will be the name. Then now this is the if statement. So here all we have to do is input the values, right? The condition is already set for us. So if column name, so if price, which is the column name, equals, this is the operator you select the operator you want to use. So what we want to do is equals. So if price equals value, which value does it equal? 0. So if price equals 0, then what? So if price equals 0, then free. Else what? So if it's not equals to 0, what should we get? Paid. So this is going to make any cost that is 0 will be free. Anyone that is not 0, anyone that is not 0 from 1 upwards will be paid. So we are
Be
going
paid.
to,
Okay.
yeah, yes. So we are going to click on OK. I can hear your baby's voice, so that is singing. Okay. All right. So this is the payment status column now. So we have free paid, and all that. So we can double click and drag this column to keep it beside our price column. Okay, so our price column, we'll keep it here. So these are our price column as payment status column. So we have 0. See, 0 is free, 0 free, 200 paid, 0 free, 200 paid. So with this column now, we can find how many free costs we have and how many paid costs we have. So yeah, I hope you got that.
Yes, you said if I'm to move the price list, as in the new column we created, I will double click, then move it beside the price.
Yes, double click and drag. Double click
Yeah, drag rather.
and drag it, yes, to wherever you want it to be. You can still leave it there, it doesn't matter, but I just wanted to show you that they correspond. That's why I brought it close to the price column. So we have the number of subscribers, number of reviews, we have number of lectures for each of the course, we have the level of the course, beginner, expert, all levels, and so on. So we also have rating. That's the rating they gave the course. We also have content duration. Excuse me. So we also have content duration. We have date published timestamp. That's when the course was published. They also have subject. So for this subject, let's come over here and check. Okay, this subject, let's want to cross check if it has all the subjects. So we're going to click on load more because we're not seeing all of them. Okay, so we have sorry, click load more. So we have the 4 courses here, but we notice that there is
So we're
no.
going to filter as well here.
Yes. So we are going to filter this none. We are going to filter this none. So I think the only value is this. So the only value is this here. So it's okay to delete it. We won't leave all this null just because of this. So we can delete this null. So we are going to come back here to the to the subject column, and we are going to either you click on remove empty or you uncheck this. So when you click on remove empty, it just unchecks the null for you, the null and the blank space. So yeah, that's it. So you can also decide to split this publish timestamp and make one date and make one time. So let's see. Let's split this publish timestamp. So we are going to select what we want to split it by. So we split by delimiter. So we are going to, the delimiter we want to use is going to be space, and you're going to select at leftmost delimiter. think I explained this during our Excel class.
In the Excel class, yes,
Yes.
delimiter, yeah.
Yeah, so we have been able to split it. Now we have a column for date and we have a column for time. So we are just going to come here and edit the title of our column. So instead of publish timestamp, because timestamp includes both date and time. So
Yeah.
you're going to make it published date. Then we'll come here and make it published time. Just make it published time. So all right. So the next thing we have to do now is to close and
Sophia.
load. So the next thing we are going to do now is to close and load. I don't think there is any other thing we want to do. So we're going to close and load this now to our Power Query. No, sorry, to our Power Desktop for analysis. So we are going to click on close and apply.